Welcome to episode 6 of the Open Mind Show. I'm your host, Zachary. Let's get the show on the road. You are now listening to the Open Mind Show, the show that gives you endless entertainment, nice relaxing entertainment, so you don't have to stress out anymore. Enjoy the show. This is the 6th episode of the Open Mind Podcast. Well, I'm pretty proud of myself, to be honest. 6 episodes, and I know I said that last episode about 5. It just really impresses me that I can actually keep this going on and on and on. Because usually I get bored of something and then I just leave it. But, this podcast thing has really, helped me in a lot of, parts of my life where I just feel empty. And I mean, yeah, I'm a YouTuber. I do make YouTube content. I am a gamer on YouTube. But, that's, one video a day, and then, I'm pretty much free to do whatever fuck I want. Well, not anymore, at least, because I own other companies, and I need to, I got my apparel company on the side that I've got to, worry about, and I've got, this podcast now, which, I would think that this podcast has really helped me with social skills, and, well, not social skills, but, helped me with that conversational style of, I really lacked conversation. But when I started doing this podcast, I kind of realized one of two things, that I'm getting better at making conversation with people, but not how do I explain it? I can make good conversation with somebody now. As before, I had trouble, right? And I can actually keep a conversation going now, which is really, really impressive since I wasn't able to do that for so long, which makes me feel good. And I'm also getting really good at this shit. I'm getting really good at podcasting, to be honest with you. I really want to start stepping into the interviewing realm of podcasting. Because, that's going to be fun, man. Say we get Ariana Grande on the show. And we're talking about, I would be the type of dude to ask her about, how she's feeling after the bombing of her concert and things like that. Because, to me, that's interesting. I want to see, other people's world, other people's PTSD, because I suffer from PTSD for numerous reasons, and it fucking sucks. I know it sucks, but I want to know where she's at, right? That's my biggest thing, and she probably won't ever say that, even if I even ever get on the show, you know what I'm saying? But I want to start interviewing people. Maybe we start with smaller YouTubers, and then we kind of move up the chart from smaller YouTubers to medium-sized YouTubers and to big YouTubers, and then probably to celebrities or song people, people who write songs. One person who I would love to have on this show, right now, is Juice WRLD. He has three of my favorite songs, and it's just ooh, they're so good. My 3 favorite songs from Juice WRLD are Lucid Dreams, Lean With Me, and All Girls Are The Same. 3 of the best songs ever. Be it again, XXXTentacion is always going to be number 1 in my heart. That dude, he's inspired me to do so much shit, in the past couple of months, his last couple of months, he has really inspired me to do a lot of crazy things. Not crazy, but inspired me to keep going at what I do best, which is making YouTube videos, live streaming, and obviously making this podcast. Because you know what, I fucking love this. I love this shit. I love to be able to just talk and have that that conversation with you guys, the listeners who listen to this podcast. I love to have that connection with you guys, and I think it's really special to me because it helps me develop even more as a human. Because, I'm a very, I can't speak. It is 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock in the morning when I'm recording this podcast. And yes, I actually intentionally record these late because my family is so fucking loud. And it's so hard to get shit done during the day. But also, during the day, I'm also working on my other companies. And I'm doing, calls and all this other stuff. And it's just I don't have time to record a podcast. So, and at nighttime, it just helps me focus. The dark room just really just helps me focus and, to bring my point across. It really just helps me out in the long run. But what was I even saying? I was saying something about freaking. I don't even remember. Jesus Christ. I was talking about. Oh, how X inspired me to, just be me and, continue doing what I love the most, which is making YouTube videos and obviously live streaming when I get a chance, when I'm not, bum fucked up from fucking. Because, like, honestly, my schedule is so fucking bad, and I really need to get my shit straight and figure it out, because like I'm going to bed at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning and getting up at like 4 in the afternoon, and it's just not healthy. You know what I'm saying? Like I think like, what it really comes down to is having a really healthy sleep schedule, and that's why a lot of celebrities and things like that I feel like are famous, because I feel like they go to bed at well, some at least, or people who are more people who have a better sleep schedule are inclined to be more successful, because like your body's well rested every night. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like, say for instance, me or Little Pump, or when we're up till like 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning doing whatever the fuck we want to do. And another thing too is like I have sleep issues. I do deal with sleep paralysis. I have a hard time sleeping. All these other things take into play, like my whole like sleep schedule and things like that. But say if you go to bed at like 8 o'clock and get up at like 5, your life is going to be so much better than someone who goes to bed at 5 in the morning and gets up at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. It's been scientifically proven and all this other stuff. You know what? I actually found out something very, very important, and I think you guys should know about it, is sleeping naked actually makes you sleep better. And I've actually found that to be true, because when I sleep when I sleep with clothes on, it's very very, very hard for me to like sleep. It's uncomfortable, and I just feel like I don't know how to explain it. I feel like I'm being weighted down and held down or something like that, or it just, I don't know. Having clothes on when I sleep, I get bad sleep. But the moment I take off all my clothes and I'm naked on the bed, I feel so much better. I feel so much more relaxed, a lot more calm, a lot more collected, and I can sleep easier when I'm naked than when I'm actually clothed. Now that becomes a problem. Say for instance, you don't have like your brother's girlfriend, or you have family member in the house that they can't see you naked, so like you can't just sleep naked, which unfortunately sucks. But when I go to bed naked, I always make sure I have a cover. I'm covered up, because that way I can sleep better, because I need to sleep better anyway. Except for when it's in the summer. I actually, what was it, 3 nights ago, I went to bed completely naked because it was 110 degrees inside of my room. If you guys don't know, I have 2 monitors, a big computer, and a bunch of studio lights in my room. So, it makes it very hot in here when it's time for me to go to bed. It gets, I think the room right now is pretty cool. I think it's like 60, 65 degrees in here right now, which makes me feel a lot comfortable. I can be naked and just kind of relax and chill in that weather. But when it's like 110, 100, there was actually at one point during the summer, I think it was like in July or something, my room was 140 degrees. 140 degrees. I couldn't come in here. But I came in here, turned everything off, and like pretty much everything was out. It was gone. Like I made sure everything was off. And then I let the fans cool the room down. I let the air circulate out of the room and everything, because when I'm in my room, my door is always closed, because like I'm busy. I'm working all the time. I'm making videos and editing, and I just don't want to deal with all the bullshit that's going on out in in my family or whatever. So now you guys know I record my podcast from home, and I'm looking to get a studio, except when I can afford one, I'll get one. You know what I'm saying? That way I can just be freely and all that kind of shit. But yeah, things that piss me off that people do. Oh my god. Let's dive right into that, because I've been ranting on for way too long. I almost ranted on for 10 minutes. Holy shit. Holy cow, that's a lot of time. But anyways, things that people do that piss me the fuck off. Okay. So, I was at dinner. This was like 2 years ago. I was at dinner with one of my girlfriends, and this guy was on a date with a girl, and he was sitting there texting and I could tell he was on a date, cause like the girl was looking at him like, "Are you fucking serious right now? Are you dumb? Like, bitch, I hope that bitch fucking told him no. Like you're disrespectful and you're fucking rude." But like seriously, don't text at the dinner table. That's so like that just makes me so angry, because like you're there with the person. You're supposed to be spending time with that person, not texting. "Oh, I'm gonna get some pussy tonight." No, like bitch, if you want pussy, put your damn phone in your pocket and actually interact with the girl. Like, and the girl was pretty. She was blonde. Ooh, yo, it pissed me the fuck off. I was so angry. I was tempted to go over there and like take his phone and put it in his pocket for him, but I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna stretch it out. And I was at dinner with friends, so my friends, I was sitting at the table, right? We were eating, and my friends, like one of my friends asked me, he's like, "What the fuck you like giving the death stare to?" And I'm just like, look at this. I said, "Look at this dude over here. Like he's on a date and he's texting somebody. For all I know, it could be like his parents or a business person, a business partner or whatever. It could have been an emergency. I don't know." That's why I was just like, you know what? I gave him the benefit of the doubt at the end. It could have been an emergency or whatever. So like I didn't. I was like, you know what? I can't judge him too hard, because I've been in the same situation where I'm on a date with a girl and I get a text from my phone saying that like my mom is in the hospital or something like that, and it's just like it's like one of those things that it's an emergency. So like I kind of responded like right away, and the girl but I made sure to tell the girl that it was an emergency and I wasn't just texting another girl or texting a mate or something. And I even showed her the text message saying that like my mom's in the hospital or whatever. So, and that was when she had her ulcer. We found out she had an ulcer in her stomach. So that's one thing that people do that piss me off. Another one is texting and driving. Ooh, don't even get me fucking started with that shit, because like for real, like it pisses me the fuck off when I'm driving, right? I'm chilling. I'm sitting at a light and I see this dumb fucking bitch with a goddamn fucking phone in her hand, and I'm just like, who the hell she thinks she is? Put the damn phone down. You're gonna kill somebody. And right, so I was pointing at the phone, like pointing at her and telling her to put the phone down, and she respectively put the phone down, and I respect that. But when I was working at McDonald's where my mom used to work, over the McDonald's that she used to work for, there was this lady, I guess, who was coming from the Chinese restaurant down the street or whatever. She's texting and driving, or no, she was pulling out and this lady was texting and driving. She pulls out and the other lady hits her, and like I guess the Asian girl's car, and I'm not being racist or anything, that's just how I remember seeing the scene or whatever. This Asian lady is crawling out this car that like literally hit the fucking pole, and like this, I was just like, she's lucky she didn't kill anybody. She's very lucky, and I hope that she got arrested for that. I think that the penalty for texting and driving is so little, like $500 whip fucking do. Like I feel like someone should get at least 2 days or 3 days in jail. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause like, or like, say for instance, someone's texting and driving and they kill somebody in an accident, they should obviously go to jail, cause that should be like some sort of degree of murder, right? Cause how you try to run somebody over, second degree murder. I feel like texting and driving should be second degree murder. If you kill somebody while you're texting and driving, that should be considered second degree murder. I don't know. I'm very strong against that. Like when I'm in my car, and my phone is always in the center console, always. When I want to change a song, even if I'm at a light, even if I'm at a fucking light, I will use my car, because my car has that option where I can select songs and stuff on the steering wheel. So like I'm gonna use that. I'm not gonna actually physically pick up my phone. And I think in the state of Massachusetts, and I think in most states as well, I know for a fact in California and Connecticut, the texting and driving, if you're caught with your phone in your hand, it's a $500 fine. I know that's what I've heard, and I'm pretty sure that's true, because I've heard about it in Mass, and I know I'm not sure about California though, but I know in a lot of states they're pushing that law now that if you are caught with a cell phone in your hand, it's a $500 fine, which I think hopefully that's gonna like scare people into not texting and driving. But and then you get the idiots who drink and drive. That's on a whole nother level for a whole nother day. Oh my god. Another thing that really pisses me off. Okay, so you guys, I just told you guys that I used to work at McDonald's, and my assistant manager, or the GM of the store. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it was the GM of the store. The GM of the store would always have me clean the lobby, in the afternoon when I came in, and then at night when we close. Yo, I swear to God, these kids. All right, so I'm going to the bathroom. These kids are fucking around, throwing food, all this crazy shit, and I'm using the bath. I go to the bathroom. I'm minding my business. I walk back, and the kids are like, the place was trash, and I went to go tell the GM. I was like, hey, like, these kids are, being bad or whatever. And so he goes over, and by the time he goes over there, they're gone. They had just left through the back door, and he saw the mess, and you know what? He told me to clean it. Yo, I was so heated. Like, for me, like, I get it. I work. It's a job, right? I'm supposed to do what I'm supposed to do, but these kids shouldn't have been throwing food. They shouldn't have been doing all this shit in the first place, and pick up after yourself. I've learned that so fucking much. Like, my friends drilled it inside my head, because, like, when I go over my friend's house, I stay the weekend, and he doesn't put up with that shit. He says, if you make a mess, you clean it. And if you use a dish, you clean it. You use a cup, you clean it. It's leave it for my mother to clean, or leave it for his girlfriend. No, sorry, leave it for his girlfriend to clean. Oh, no. You clean the dish that you fucking used, right? Right? That's how it is. And I like that. I like that because, like, that really makes me happy, because it's going to teach, well, when he has kids eventually, it's going to teach him his kids' responsibility. His girlfriend was super nice, because, like, there was one time I was sleeping over his house, and his girlfriend offered to clean the dishes for me. Like, she offered politely, because she was already doing the dishes, because she had just finished cooking, and we all just had finished eating, and she offered to do the dishes. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a lot different when someone offers, I guess, versus, you not doing it and leaving it for her. But I said, no, I'll do it myself. No, thank you. I'll do it by, because, like, to me, like, if I just throw that at her, because then, like, if she, like, it makes me look like I don't want to do shit, right? And, like, I do want to do shit, right? I even, as far as, because, like, I was staying over his house one weekend, and, the house was kind of dirty a little bit, I'm not going to lie. And they had gone out, because she had a doctor's appointment in the morning. So they had gone out, to the doctor's appointment. Because I was going to live stream that day. I was going to live stream I was going to do a marathon live stream on Minecraft, a diamond hunt marathon, sorry. Got the hiccups. And I was going to do, like, a whole live stream. I was going to do, like, a 12-hour live stream or whatever. But you know what I did? Instead of me, going and sitting on my ass for 12 hours, I mean, they weren't going to be at the doctor's for 12 hours, but regardless, so instead of live streaming, I actually physically spent 2 hours cleaning the house. And you know what? I still remember this day, because he ended up calling me, like, freaking out, because his girlfriend was getting admitted to the hospital for, I guess her blood sugar was a lot, way too high. I think it was like 420 something, or it was like 433 or something like that. It was super fucking high. So the doctor wanted to admit her to the hospital or whatever. And I've also gotten admitted to the hospital for high blood sugars. So, like, me and her could kind of relate. It was 2 different times, though. Mine was in January. Hers was in April. So I was trying to think of when it happened. So hers was in April. So, like, if you guys get confused, because I am going to eventually talk about that one situation, because that one situation pissed me the fuck off. But I got to meet an amazing person that time. But we'll talk about that on another episode. So, like, so I just cleaned the entire house for them. So, like, that's another pet peeve of mine. If you don't pick up after yourself, it makes me angry. But another thing, placing your phone upside down on the table. Like, first of all, phones don't belong on the table. Second of all, especially if it's your girlfriend, and my girlfriend well knows not to do this. She knows not to flip her phone upside down. Cause first of all, I'm a very very anxious person. I can like be the happiest person and still think about like, oh, like, is she cheating on me? You know, she's going out with friends. Is she going out to see an ex-boyfriend? Is she gonna go see out some boy to go, cheat on me? I'm very insecure and I'm a very anxious person. So the moment she flips over her phone, that's it. That's where I end it. Because for me, that's a sign of cheating, or that's a sign of, distrust, or not distrust, a sign that she's hiding something and that she doesn't want me to see and things like that. And, there's times where I fucking do it myself and I'll catch myself doing it. And, like, my phone's not upside down right now. I just looked at it to make sure, because, like, I don't want to sound hypocritical or anything, but sometimes, like, I'll put it down. I'll be thinking it's facing up, but it's actually facing down. And, like, my friends catch me on that. Like, I'm not going to say, like, I don't put my phone upside down, but it's just, like, it sometimes just happens by accident. And I don't mean to put it upside down. That's another thing that just really just triggers me and pisses me off. Like, another thing, too. When somebody leaves you on red when it's an important text message, that is what pisses me off a lot. Because I'll be talking to a friend about, like, ideas, because he's also a YouTuber slash, whatever, of us collabing or him sponsoring me because he has a company and all this other stuff. I'll be asking him, like, a question about, like, if he were to sponsor my brands, and he said he'll leave me on red for like 30 minutes and then answer my question. And it's just like that. And I think he does it on purpose because he knows it triggers me. He knows it makes me upset. He knows it makes me mad. Because, like, there was one time he did it because we were supposed to be playing Overwatch together, Overwatch comp. And I texted him. I'm like, hey, can you get on so we can get the show on the road? He left me on red for 45 minutes as he took a shower. What an fucking absolute asshole. I love you. I know you're listening to this podcast. I love you, bro. Don't take anything to heart. But just don't ever do it again, because if you do, I'm going to slice your neck. Just kidding. Love you. Okay, so let's now get into things that I do that can possibly piss people off. One, I don't stop talking. And the reason why I say I don't stop talking, I could be in my fucking room, or in my studio / room. That's what I'm going to call it. Studio room. I'll be in my studio room, and, I'll have the door open, cracked open or whatever, and I'm sitting here watching YouTube, and I'll be talking to the YouTube video, and someone will be out in, like, in the kitchen area, and be like, the fuck like, actually, one of my friends over the past, like, 2 weekends, it was 2 weekends ago, I had a friend over, sleeping over, and fucking dead ass, he was in the kitchen, because like, my room and the kitchen are, like, right next to each other. He was making dinner. He was cooking dinner for us, and I was sitting here talking to, like, the No Jumper podcast. Like, I was responding back as, like, if I was doing an interview with him and Bad Baby, or it wasn't Bad Baby, sorry, it was the Gabby show, and fucking my friend would be like, my friend was like from the kitchen, he's like, shut the fuck up, like, you talk too much. And I'm just like, wow, okay, wow, I feel bad. Feels bad, man. Other things that I do is, like, I'll leave, forks and plates and stuff on the table when I go, and then, I'm a big person for that. Like, we'll eat at the table or whatever, and I'll just get up and go to the shower, like, sometimes, or get up and go to my room, not putting my plate away or anything like that. So, like, that's what pisses my parents and sometimes my siblings off, is that I do that. And another thing too is, don't forget, my family's dysfunctional, so when we eat at the table, it's very rare. So just to kind of head you up. But another thing that I do that pisses myself off is when I attend to forget things. say for an instance, I'm gonna record a YouTube video, and I'll wait 2 hours because I'm doing something. I'll be like, or I'll be out and about in the world or whatever, outside or whatever, and I'll have this video idea, and then I'll come home and I'll forget it, and that just pisses me off. Because like sometimes it's really good ideas, sometimes it's really bad ideas, and then I'm thankful that I forgot about them. But like, it just forgetting stuff way too easy pisses me off way too often. Another thing too is when girls call me, or when I get called ugly, not just in girls but guys as well. When I get called ugly, I mean, not only does it bring my self-esteem down, but it really makes me angry inside, because like I know that I'm not ugly, but I imply that I am, because like in my brain, I suffer from extreme anxiety and depression and things like that, and PTSD, and like when someone says that to me, it really triggers me in a bad way, and then like I start thinking bad about myself and things like that. And another thing that like really freaks people out about me is when I'm in my room at nighttime. Say for instance, like right now, if someone was to walk by in the kitchen, they'd be like, "What the fuck? This dude's talking to himself." Because like some people just don't understand the idea of making content and or making a podcast. And, like, they just think I'm sitting here talking to myself, like, of some sort of psycho. Like, I'm going to go, like, freaking kidnap somebody and kill them or whatever. No. I'm just talking to my audience, as in, like, you guys, the listeners, are listening to me talk about things and rant on about things. I had a really specific dream last night that I woke up very pissed off and angry. It's based on an actual thing that happened, but so you have X's memorial in Russia or whatever. This guy steps on his memorial, and I don't know. That just really, because I saw that and went to bed, and that's what made me really. I was already pissed off when I went to bed, so like I guess I had a dream about it, and like I don't know, something about like it was something about like Hanna and Ariana Grande being shot and killed at their concert or whatever. I had a really fucking weird dream. Hanna Mongu and Ariana Grande made a song together, but as well, and I'm happy right now. I want to interject that comment for a second. I'm happy because Hanna Mongu's new song comes out today. Today's August 31st. The song "I'm a Fuck Up" comes out today. Make sure to stream it on all platforms: Spotify, YouTube, iTunes, wherever it's gonna be. Make sure you fucking, spread that shit. Play that shit. Play it, man, because it's going to be a good song. I have a feeling it's going to be a good song. But anyways, back to what I was saying. That Ariana Grande and Hanna had made a song together, and somebody assassinated them, right? And it's weird because the person who assassinated them was the exact person who pulled the trigger at X when they shot X. When they killed X. That's fucking weird, right? So, a couple of hours fast forward, like a couple of days fast forward in the dream or whatever, and they did some person did the exact same thing to Ariana and Hanna at their memorial, and I just woke up with rage, anger, and I don't know, frustration, and in itself, and I ended up eventually calming down and going back to sleep. Which is weird because when I went back to sleep, I was visited by X in my dream. Now, this may sound fucking crazy. I was visited by XXXTentacion in my dream. And all he said to me was, "You're next." And his eyes went white and he disappeared. He backed up back into the back dark alley and disappeared forever. He was gone. It freaked me out in a way so bad. I woke up like shaking. I maybe was asleep for like 20-30 minutes and I woke up shaking, freaking the fuck out, having a full-on like panic attack and everything. It was crazy. Last night was a crazy night, or the night before, sorry, because it's technically Friday. It was Wednesday into Thursday night, sorry. But like back on track. Things that I do that I catch myself doing. Let's see, I do a lot of things that I catch myself doing, like biting my nails, but I feel like that's just normal. Like, biting my nails is very normal to me. And or for instance, going outside barefoot. I catch myself doing that a lot. I mean, walking around in my yard or whatever, and being barefoot. I'm sorry, I thought I heard somebody in the kitchen. Ha, Gabby. But another thing that I catch myself doing a lot is I dream a lot of like celebrities, YouTubers, and things like that. And you may ask yourself, how the fuck do you catch yourself doing it? Because like for me, when I dream, I can remember my entire dream. Because the reason why I can do that is because I have a dream journal, and I write down every single dream, and that's how I was able to remember them so, constantly now. I can do it without writing them down. And it's so cool. Like, that's like one of the coolest things I can do is I can remember my dreams and I can recall them. And that's why I was able to recall last night's dream or the nights before's dream, Wednesday into Thursday's dream, because I'm able to remember it like full time. And that's what's crazy about me is like I can do that kind of stuff. But I'll dream like, when was it? It wasn't yesterday. It was Tuesday into Wednesday's. No, sorry. It was Monday into Tuesday's night dream. I'm pretty sure, where I had another dream about Jeffree Star's and being in Jeffree Star's position and things like that. And it's kind of weird. Like that's like a little thing that like is weird about me. But another thing I do that catches my eye a lot is when I'm scrolling through Instagram. Like I'll say the name of the person: Shane Dawson, Tana Mongeau, Bella Thorne, Ariana Grande, 6ix9ine, Little Pump, things like that, or World Star. I'll say the username of the person's post that I'm seeing. And another thing too is I actually very well. This is a weird thing about me is like I do a lot of daydreaming. Like I live two different lives in real life, cause like I daydream, but I'm still very alert about what's happening in the real world, which is kind of like a weird psychotic thing that I'm probably going to talk about either next episode of the podcast or whenever I can get a chance to talk about it. Because, like, it's like I'm living two different lives, and it's so fucking cool to be able to do that, be able to constantly, like, lucid daydream, but also be in reality type of deal. And I'm not doing it right now. I'm just in reality right now. Because I'm like when I get into like YouTuber mode or content creator mode or whatever it may be, when I'm making a podcast, I focus on reality a lot. But when I'm just in my room or just about with my parents or with family or whatever, or if I'm out with friends, I'll be living two different lives. I'll be living one lucid daydream, and then I'll be living reality as in real life, which is so fucking cool. I've had so many like crazy experiences that I can talk about, and it's just so fucking awesome to be able to do what I do. I mean, I guess it's technically a superpower technically, but yeah, I'll be doing that. I'll catch myself just occasionally going on walks. Like I will basically black out. I'll space out, and like that's technically like a sign of DID, but I'll space out but still be alert of where I'm walking and where I'm going. Like I'll walk from like my house. There was one time I walked from my house all the way down 2 towns down on feet. Like literally, I got up at like 10 in the morning, and like I had I was ignoring everybody's phone calls and everything because they're like, I guess people were worried. But I looked at my phone I was like, oh shit, it's 5 o'clock. I look up, I'm like, where the fuck am I? I just walked, and I looked at my phone. I had like 80 missed calls, 80 unread text messages. I was like, oh, well, I called my mom. She's like, how did you get that far? I think I got all the way to Spencer, from like Worcester to Spencer, MA, or something like that. Somewhere crazy fucking far. And it was great because like I got my exercise for that day, and I was super happy. But the next day, I really felt it. The next day, I was stuck in bed all day because, yeah, that was a lot of walking. I think that was maybe 30-something miles, 40 miles, something like that. Something crazy. And, yeah, I got a lot of stories to tell about that. I might talk about that in the next episode. I don't know. We'll see. But I don't really catch myself doing a lot of things that... Oh, another thing. I'm in public, right? I'm in the store. I will just randomly sing out random lyrics from some artist that's on my mind. for instance, this happened yesterday. Yesterday I went to Walmart to pick something up. I went to go pick up some croissants to make some eggs and croissant in the morning tomorrow, or technically today as the podcast goes live. But I was at Walmart and I had both earbuds in and I was singing "God Is a Woman" by Ariana Grande. I put on my earphone. I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, is someone trying to talk to me or something? And then I realized I was singing out loud. I'm inside a store. I look retarded. I do that a lot. There was one time I was at Walmart, not the Walmart because I live by Walmart. It's pretty close. But I was at another Walmart and I had one earbud in and one earbud out, and I wasn't paying attention. And all of a sudden I start singing, I got fast cars. I got bad bitches. I was singing "Designer" by Lil Pump. Like, what? But I think that was just like, that's some of the stuff that I do. Or another thing that really pisses my family off too is I'll sit there and play with my food. There was one time I was sitting at the dinner table. When we were at the dinner table, this was like years ago. I think this was like maybe 6-7 years ago. I would sit there and I would play with the steak. I had the fork and the knife, and I cut a little mouth out of the steak, and I would make it talk. That really pissed off my family. That I would sit there immaturely playing with my food, you know. Oh, and then there was a one time that I really pissed my family off at Thanksgiving, and we had this like whole huge Thanksgiving party, or whatever, and everybody was sitting at the table, and I guess I was very sick at that time, and my stomach couldn't handle greased food, and I just threw up all over the table, all over the food. Oh my god, my family was so upset at me, and like I couldn't show my face. Like I literally ran to the bathroom, cleaned myself up, and I put earbuds in because I had an iPod at the time, and I listened to Miranda Cosgrove, throwback to that shit, and I fucking Sparks Fly is the name of the song I was listening to. I was listening to Spark Flies. I had Spark Flies, and I had both earbuds in, ignoring everybody. I was so embarrassed. I was so red. I was so like disgusted and upset about myself. I said it myself, and I went to my room. I closed the door. I put a chair, my gaming chair, or my beanie chair up against the door, and I sat in my beanie chair listening to music for the next 7 hours. 7 hours. And to be honest, I ended up falling asleep on the beanie chair, but still, like, it was crazy. It was crazy embarrassing. And, like, I will never forget that day, because that day was, like, my mom wanted to beat my fucking ass. But thank God she didn't, because then I would have been in child services, and I wouldn't have all the stuff that I have now. So I think that's where I have to end it there, because, I mean, there was just not left. I can't talk today. There's not a lot left to talk about. There we go. So with that being said, if you guys did enjoy today's podcast episode, I would greatly appreciate it if you guys smash that like button, but also smash the goddamn subscribe button so you know that you guys are going to come back, and also turn on the notification bell for when our episodes go live every other single day. I'm sorry, I can't talk anymore. I gotta go. Peace out.